Sharp Game here. Welcome to another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com, author of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. The question of the day is, what's the average Japanese girl like that moves to America? And this is going to be based on my experience, of course, and it's going to be based on the Japanese girls that I've met and the ones that I still know here, coming to America, working a job, or they want to go to Hollywood, or whatever they choose to do when they come over here from Japan. So I got this question from somebody couple weeks ago, and they want to know some pros and cons of dating girls here, Japanese girls here, versus meeting them in Japan. So when these girls come from Japan over here, man, they almost become Americanized like overnight in some cases. I think most of the girls that come over here, a lot of times they even know someone that was over here or still over here. So the word gets around pretty fast. A lot of the girls have an idea how it is over here. They don't know. Of course, they don't know exactly how it is, but they have a pretty good idea before they get here. And a lot of these girls, before they come over here, they already have a job lined up and everything. So they had a support from the job and the people at the job, and they'll get them all set up when they get here. And a lot of them, they'll get the 2-year visa, and then after the 2 years, they have the opportunity to stay and get another visa for the next 10 years, if I'm not mistaken, if need be. So they have the option to stay for another 10 years if they want to. Now, what usually happens is after that 2 years is up, most girls, they go back to Japan, because what a lot of these girls learn the hard way is that it's not what they thought it would be for them. See, a lot of these girls come over here with that mindset like the president. They come over here with that cutthroat mentality, and they think that they can, capitalize off of and take advantage of people. So they're willing to sacrifice people to live the life that they want. That's their mindset when they come over here. And I've met a lot of these girls, and I still know a lot of these Japanese girls today that live over here. See, now they don't necessarily display that mindset the way they think. They kind of camouflage it. But if you stay around them long enough and you look at the decisions that they make, you're going to be like, oh, you just like a lot of these people in the dominant society. They don't really look at it as they're not trying to go for the win-win. They're not necessarily trying to be partners. And when they come over here, they don't want anything to do with any group of people outside of Japanese people, but the people in the dominant society. So in other words, let's say I know a girl that I used to hang with in Japan, right? And I known her for a couple years, and now, she moved to America. And let's say lost contact with her for a couple years. And all of a sudden I see her out somewhere, then we rekindle and exchange phone numbers. 9 times out of 10, she's probably not gonna call me. She's probably not going to want to hang around me because, she's kind of gotten brand new. At least in her mind, she's gotten brand new. She got a new mindset when she came to America. And this happens a lot. And a lot of guys get caught off guard with this. See, a lot of people think that assume that the Japanese girls are just like the Chinese girls when in America, but no, not at all. See, what I've learned about most Chinese people usually stick together. They usually have the same philosophy. They usually live by the philosophy, and they usually stand on it. I'm not saying the Chinese girls are somewhat loyal to the Chinese guys. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is Chinese and Japanese have a different philosophy. See, the Japanese girls, when they come over here, they pretty much get in where they fit in. They don't really have necessarily a code of conduct, really. If a guy comes along that gives them a good offer, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna take it, regardless of what their parents think, regardless of what the friends think, regardless of what the person say at the job. And this is how they think when they make life decisions like marriage and working at a job. They think about what their peers think. They think about what people at the job think. They think about what the family think. They think about all this stuff in advance, So, and nothing is really based on morals. They don't really think like this, and the Japanese women are kind of all over the place. You might meet. You don't necessarily see a lot of Japanese groups of people in one sector of the city, unless you're in New York City or Seattle or something like that. But outside of them two cities, you're not gonna see a lot of Japanese people together like that. I know a lot of people say in New York City there's a lot of Japanese people live in some area in Brooklyn that I heard of, and in Seattle there's a lot of Japanese people up there, and that's only because after the war a lot of Japanese people moved to the Tacoma and Seattle area. But those people up there, like second and third generation, they actually were born here. The majority of those people in the Washington state area. But if you were born here as a Japanese person, they have a different mindset compared to the Japanese people that came over here just to work a job. You know what I'm saying? They ain't necessarily came over here to live. But however, there's some Japanese girls that do come over here. Their whole intention was to work a job. Because even though they'll say, if you ask them why they came over here, they'll say, "Oh, my job sent me over here." But I'm like, yo, you didn't have to come. You could have said no. But they don't necessarily see it that way. They kind of feel like if somebody at the job told them they have to come to America to work, they kind of feel like they had to do it. They didn't have a choice. And this is how a lot of these women think. Now they feel they don't feel like they have a choice when it comes to their job. But when it comes to the relationships, they do feel like they have a choice. So I'm like, that kind of doesn't make any sense. But this is how they think. So you got a lot of these women that they come over here, they want to get with a Japanese guy. That's what they say. But in reality, the majority of them really want a white guy. And the reason why I say that, because 97% of these women that I see, that I know, if they're not single, they're with a white guy. You know, that's who they really want to be with. But a lot of them will settle for a Japanese guy and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And then you have some Japanese guys that come over here. They really want to be with a white woman. You know, they're not going to say that though. And then you have a lot of these Japanese girls try to get with the Japanese guys, but they don't stick. They don't stay around them very long. And a lot of these Japanese guys, these women are kind of older than who they would normally talk to in Japan. These women are mostly in their 30s. And I don't know if you noticed, but in Japan, a woman that's in the 30s is pretty much washed up. They're not trying to touch that. That's damaged goods. She's no good. But in America, see, a lot of these Japanese girls know that the dating rules are different compared to being in Japan. So a girl that's 32 years old, that's still attractive, she's still in demand in America. Now in Japan, it's not so. If she's 32 years old in Japan, 9 times out of 10, if she don't want to end up being lonely and single, she's gonna have to talk to a foreigner or some old Japanese guy that's in the 50s or 60s. That's how that is over there. But see, she knows that she can come to America, still be in demand, get ran through by a bunch of guys, and still be in demand. And some simp is always willing to wife her up. And this is why a lot of these girls come over here, because see, in Japan is a male-driven society. And even in Japan, either you got it or you don't. And you're not going to have any, it's not a lot of financial assistance, not a lot of support. The best jobs are given to the Japanese guys. But you know, a lot of these Japanese girls come over here, they make pretty decent money, make a pretty decent living, get a car, house. She might have a boyfriend, and she might be 40 and the boyfriend 35. So really, she's the average Japanese girl can put themselves in a pretty good position as a woman compared to living in Japan. But a lot of times it don't work out like that for most of them, because most of them, they try to take on the position of a man, of somebody, of people in the dominant society. They don't really want to be themselves. They want to be somebody else. And a lot of them get caught up into that. And what usually happens is a couple 10, 20 years go by, and a lot of them get sent back to Japan because they came over here, spent time over here all these years. They not invested in anything. No house, no marriage, no kids, nothing that's taxable. And what usually happens is these girls get deported because they're not taxable. They're not doing anything that's basically making the IRS some damn money. So what they'll do is they'll send these girls back, and by the time they send them back, they're in their 40s and 50s. They'll send them back and send a new pack of young Japanese girls over here. They'll come over here, work, get a boyfriend, get a husband, have kids, and do their thing. All in the 20s. Meanwhile, the girl that got deported in the 40s and 50s, she ain't really done much of shit. That's why that's why they get deported. Because see, a lot of these girls that get deported, see, they think that they're going to be, they think that they're going to make it to 65 or 62, and they're going to be sitting on the beach drinking a pina colada, just them, no marriage, no kids, and they think they're going to go back to Japan and be chilling. And as I said before, I never seen it happen like that with anybody. Nobody. I never seen anybody make it to 62 or 65 and came over here like that. Most of them get deported. So this is, see, the mindset of most of these girls is kind of like, it's kind of like they're kind of like in a different, they're not really practical thinking for the most part. It's more of like, it's just a dream to them, and they'll try to live out that dream as long as they can, or at least until they get lucky and meet the right person. And then most times they don't meet the right person because a lot of these girls, they don't take care of themselves. They don't age well. You know, yeah, of course, they might have a good start in the 20s and 30s, but they don't age well, don't take care of themselves. A lot of them get sick. You know, a lot of them have diseases. A lot of them popping pills. They get caught up in the same traps as the girls that's been born and raised here. So this is just my experience and what I've seen, and this happens to a lot of girls, Japanese girls that I know, since I've been living here, and even since I've gotten out of the Navy, you know. So hey, if you like this video, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Check out my new website, my new membership website, badboysecretsclub.com. Go there and subscribe, register, whatever you want to learn. If you want to learn how to get a girlfriend, you want to get married, you want a long-term relationship, or you just want to get laid, I can teach you how to do all that stuff over there. That's badboysecretsclub.com. And check out all my websites, the gear, the blogs. The links will be below. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.